If your business or brand is new and you try to implement expert advice like digital PR, topical authority, and quality content, I'm pretty sure your brand is still not mentioned on AI searches. That's not because the advice is wrong, but it's because you are not implementing the strategies at the right time. You see, there are 3 phases every brand goes through, and in each phase, there are specific strategies to implement that pushes the brand towards the next phase. Using strategies from phase 3 on a phase 1 brand will not yield any results. So in this video, I will walk you through the framework to help you identify where your brand is so that you can implement the right strategies to grow your brand. Let's go. So phase 1 of the AI visibility is zero presence, a brand new business with no website history, no reviews, no mentions anywhere. To an AI model, the brand is completely invisible. Phase 2 is foundational. They have a website, some content, maybe a few reviews. AI mentions them occasionally, but inconsistently with low confidence. Phase 3 is established, a known brand with press coverage and community mentions. AI cites them regularly with positive sentiment. Now the question is, how do you actually know which phase your brand is in so that you can implement the right strategies? Let's talk about that. To determine which phase your brand is in, we recommend running a quick 5 signal diagnosis before you implement any strategy. The first signal is the AI audit prompt. The goal is to know what the AI models know about your brand. So let's say that I just created a hypothetical brand called Jackalogy AI. I know this is definitely phase 1 brand, but let's check it out. When we go to Google AI mode, I'll ask, what do you know about the brand name Jackalogy AI? We can see that AI mode is struggling to confirm the existence of the brand. Yes, AI models can browse the web. So if we search for an existing brand called Keep Candles, we can see that AI overview knows about the company, but look at the sources. It's from LinkedIn, their own Instagram, a magazine website, one interview from an authority site, and that's it. I think they did digital PR. There are little to no organic mentions and not many sources that can be cited. If you do the same with ChatGPT, it has identified 2 similar candle brands. ChatGPT is not sure if I've misspelled the brand and it can't confidently determine the brand. And in the sources, we see their LinkedIn, the PR site, this is another brand's website, and these 2 are generic articles with no brand mentions. This is the true definition of phase 1 brand using phase 3 strategy. There is no content from its own brand. For phase 2 brands such as Beehive, you will see many of their own pages being cited as reference, and there are other influencers talking about them. This is a clear signal that the brand is in phase 2. For phase 3 brands such as Canva, which is the default go-to brand for the design category, you will see citations from their own brand, as well as from Wikipedia, and many other mentions from reputable sources, even from a .edu domain. Now, the second signal is branded search volume, and you will need to visit your Google Search Console to verify it. Go to your Search Console and click on Performance. Then click on this to ask the AI to show me only branded queries. Apply it and you will see the results. What we are looking for is actual human demand. In phase 1, there will be 0 to near 0 branded searches. Nobody is looking for you by name. Phase 2 has consistent but moderate branded search volume. You have an audience, but it's localized or niche. Phase 3 has high branded search volume that consistently grows month over month. Now, signal number 3 is the third-party mention audit. You will go to Google and search your brand name in quotes, minus, /, your brand's URL. The minus sign strips out the brand's own website. What you are left with is everywhere else the brand is mentioned. For phase 1 brands, you will mostly see results from your own social media profiles, as well as pages that are unrelated to your brand. For phase 2 brands, you will see mentions on review sites, you will see your own social profiles, third-party review sites, many of them, Reddit threads, and many other niche blog roundups. For phase 3 brands, you will see Wikipedia, featured articles in major industry publications, mainstream press coverage, etc. I'm pretty sure by this check, you already have an idea where your brand stands. So if you already have the answer, you can skip ahead. Otherwise, the review ecosystem is the 4th signal. You will check the brand's review presence across Google Business Profile if it is a local brand, or G2, Trustpilot, and any niche-specific review platforms. For phase 1 brands, you will see no reviews or a handful of reviews on a single platform. For phase 2 brands, brands, you will see a solid volume of reviews, but still mostly concentrated on 1 or 2 platforms. And for phase 3 brands, there is a high volume positive reviews distributed across multiple major platforms. And finally, the 5th signal is the category recommendation test. You go to any AI platforms like Perplexity and ask, what are the best product or service in niche? If your brand is in phase 1, you are nowhere on the list. But for phase 2, you might appear as an alternative option or a very specific niche subcategory, but aren't the primary recommendation. For phase 3 brands, you are consistently listed as the best overall or top choice cited by multiple authoritative sources. So have you determined which phase your brand belongs to? If yes, let's move on to the strategies that are relevant to phase number 1. Now, this is highly relevant to you if you are starting a business or brand from scratch. It is all about building market presence from zero. It is counterintuitive for us as a WordPress SEO company to say that SEO does not help much at this stage. But it is true. However, you still need a website with important pages and basic SEO for the foundation. The reason why I say SEO won't move the needle is because if your brand is not known to the market, no one will be searching for your brand. And if you are focusing on those low competition informational keywords, AI platforms already answer most of the queries. Your brand will not be mentioned, you will not get cited, there's no clicks, you are wasting your time and effort. So the goal in this phase is to get your brand talked about. For B2C brands or consumer-centric brands, the core strategy is niche influencer seeding and community building. Partner with micro and mid-tier creators and influencers with 10,000 to 100,000 followers in your specific niche to generate authentic reviews and user-generated content across different platforms. Another incredible powerful strategy is building a presence on Reddit and niche forums. You don't want to spam, but you want to encourage your early customers to share their genuine experiences in relevant subreddits. Think about how Gymshark built their brand. They started as a small fitness apparel company in the UK, no ad budget, no press coverage. What they did was identify fitness micro-influencers on YouTube and Instagram early on, send them free products and let them create genuine content. That content spread, people started talking about Gymshark, reviews appeared, forum discussions started, and over time AI models learned that Gymshark is a credible fitness brand. On top of that, you should also work on your brand's own content on TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts. And if customers need to learn how to use your product, create long-form YouTube videos. All these entities build a corpus of information for AI models to understand what your brand is about. That's for B2C brands, but what about B2B brands? B2B brands that are getting cited by AI are the ones where the founder or a key executive is visibly active in the industry. They are appearing on LinkedIn, they are contributing guest articles to industry publications. The best real-world example of this is Drift. When David Cancel and his VP of Marketing, Dave Gerhardt, set out to build Drift, they made a deliberate decision. They would start marketing before they even had a product. 6 months before launch, Dave Gerhardt's entire job was to build an audience, not for Drift the product, but for David Cancel, the founder. They launched the Seeking Wisdom podcast, where David shared leadership and business insights. David was publishing consistently on LinkedIn. They were getting David on other people's podcasts. They were building a community around the ideas that Drift would eventually be built on. And by the time they launched the product, there was already an audience waiting for it. And because David Cancel's name was all over podcast transcripts, LinkedIn articles, and industry publications, AI models trained on that era of the internet know exactly who David Cancel is, what Drift stands for, and what conversational marketing means. That is the power of founder-led thought leadership. You are not just building a brand, you are creating the raw training data that AI will eventually learn from. But your question would be, how long does it take? Now, honestly, it depends. For a B2C brand with a strong influencer seeding campaign, you might start to see AI mentions within 3 to 6 months. For a B2B brand building thought leadership, it can take 6 to 12 months to build enough signal. You are building the foundation. It takes time, but it is the only way to move from phase 1 to phase 2. Phase 2 is when your brand is already getting some buzz. There are 6 strategies for phase 2. This is the phase where you will start working on SEO because people will be starting to look for your brand. In the first phase, you have a simple website with important pages and you would have connected it to Google Search Console and Analytics. In the second phase, you would put those data from Google to good use. As we have talked about earlier, we only care about branded search terms. What we care about are branded keywords that include either a product feature or a problem. For example, if RankMath is ranking for a keyword, RankMath AI Visibility Tracker, but we do not have the feature yet, you know there is a demand for that feature. So you would either create a page that provides a timeline on when this feature will be available, or if you already have the feature but there is no landing page targeting that keyword yet, you want to create it. The goal is to make sure that every brand feature keyword has a dedicated landing page supporting it because AI models will visit your website to verify information about your product features. By the way, RankMath AI Visibility is an actual feature of RankMath, and you should see a video popping up right here if the feature is released, or you can find a link in the description. And if it is not released yet, do subscribe to us so you won't miss the release. It is a tool that will help track brand mentions and analyze brand sentiment, so do check it out. So if you see brand plus problem or feature keywords, you want to create a dedicated landing page for the feature. If you see brand plus alternative keywords, track the year-over-year data. If the impressions are increasing, you need to identify the reason why people are looking for alternatives. If you see brand plus review, you want to have a dedicated testimonial page that targets that keyword. If you see brand transactional keywords like RankMath discount code, RankMath promo, even if you do not offer any discount, you still want a dedicated page ranking for these keywords telling people you do not offer any discounts. The reason is simple. You need the data to gauge your brand demand. If you don't have a page ranking for those transactional keywords, would you know how many people actually want to buy your product? People who want to buy or are considering buying your product would search for your brand's discount code. It only makes sense. So creating the right intent-specific landing pages based on your Search Console data is one of the best strategies for AI visibility. The second strategy is to find and get your brand featured on AI preferred sources. So for example, if you search what is the best WordPress SEO plugin on Google, or you can search whatever best of products or services in your niche, you will mostly see an AI overview. What you want to look at are cited pages. You want to click through each of these cited pages to see if your brand is listed as one of the options. If not, you want to contact the website owner and see if you can work things out and have your brand listed on the page. Do the same on ChatGPT. Look at the cited pages as well. The same goes for Perplexity and others. The third strategy in this phase is to double down on multi-platform videos. By this phase, there should already be traffic coming from various sources. Look at your Google Analytics data to see where most of your traffic is coming from. You want to focus more attention on that avenue. The fourth strategy is to establish your brand entity for Knowledge Graph Foundation. This is the technical foundation of AI visibility. AI models need to understand that your brand is a distinct entity. Make sure that your name, address, and phone number are consistent across every directory and platform, regardless if you are a local business or a web-based business. Create a Wikidata entry for your brand, and on your homepage, add organization schema markups with same as links pointing to your social profile, your Crunchbase profile, etc. If you are using RankMath to add organization schema, hover over RankMath SEO and visit its dashboard. Scroll down to find the local SEO module. Toggle the module on and visit its settings. Make sure that organization is selected, assuming this is not a personal blog or website. Then as you scroll down, you will see the business type field, where you can select the accurate schema that best describes your brand. And if you are using multiple locations instead, you will not see the business type field here. Instead, you would add the organization schema directly on your location page. So on your location page, go to the Rank Maths tab, select the schema option, and click on Schema Generator. Following that, use the local business schema. From here, you will see the business type field. And to add the same as schema, you will go to Rank Maths Titles and Meta, and then select Social Media. Here you would add the Facebook page URL, the Twitter username, and any other social profiles, such as your YouTube channel, your LinkedIn profile, your Crunchbase URL, your Wikipedia page URL, if there's any, and separate every brand profile with a comma. And these profiles will be added with the same as schema property. That's how you associate all different brand profiles as one. The fifth strategy is to expand and improve the review ecosystem. AI build consensus across multiple sources, so you want your brand on every relevant review platform. If it is a local business, you want your brand to have a profile on Google Business Profile, Bing Places, Yelp, etc. If it is a SaaS brand, you want it to be on Trustpilot, G2, Capterra, and whatever that is most relevant to your niche. And it is not just about quantity, it is about sentiment. You have to monitor and respond to your reviews and make sure that your business is satisfying your customers. And finally, it is about structuring your content for AI extraction. A study shows that 44.2% citations come from the first 30% of the content, 31.1% comes from the middle, and 24.7% from the bottom of the page. So the most important thing you can do is to put your answer at the very top of the page. Have the mindset of answer first, explain second. Then something that I always recommend is after every H2 or H3 heading, you want to have an answer ready paragraph right after the heading. Add 5 to 8 FAQs on a page, make sure to add internal links on relevant anchor text, and update your pages every 2 to 3 months. If you are not sure which page on your website this anchor text should link to, you can highlight the anchor text, click on this, and select Generate Link. RankMath's AI Link Genius will find the right page for you. You can also have AI Link Genius read your content and suggest relevant internal links to add with the right anchor text. For more tips on how to optimize your pages for LLM SEO, you can check out this video right here. Now, let's go to phase 3. Now for phase 3 brands, they are already well known. Think about HubSpot in the marketing space, Notion in productivity, or Canva in design. When you ask AI about these categories, those brands come up consistently. The game at phase 3 shifts to share of voice, meaning how often does the brand appear compared to its competitors when AI is asked about the category or niche. The first strategy in this phase is competitive benchmarking with AI prompts. You will go to ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Gemini and run the same category prompts across all three, like what is the best category tools for use case, compare brand versus competitor, what are the strengths and weaknesses of brand. Take note of what the AI says. Specifically, look at two things. First, is the brand being described the way the brand would want it to be described? And second, are competitors being recommended over the brand for specific use cases? If the AI is recommending a competitor for a specific use case, that is a gap. Either the brand genuinely needs to improve in that area, or the brand needs to create more content that addresses that use case directly. The second strategy is to publish original research. Think about HubSpot's State of Marketing report. Every year, HubSpot surveys thousands of marketers and publishes the findings. That report gets cited by AI consistently, not because HubSpot pays for the citation, but because the data is unique. No other source has the exact data, so when AI needs to answer a question about marketing trends, it pulls from HubSpot research. Quick question. If your brand is totally new and you're publishing this kind of research, do you think AI will grab your data? I don't think so. Anyway, you can do the same thing at a smaller scale. A state of your industry report, a client survey with surprising findings, a benchmark study comparing industry averages. This doesn't have to be a massive research project. Even a survey of 200 customers with 3 to 4 interesting finds can become a piece of original research that AI cites for years. This original research content attracts newsrooms, niche publications, backlinks, and AI citations all at once. The third strategy is digital PR. You should be creating content that aligns with what journalists and media outlets are already covering. This means monitoring industry news, identify trending topics in your niche, and publishing your brand's perspective on those topics in a way that makes it easy for journalists to quote you. You can leverage on platforms like Haro or Connectivity or these other platforms to find digital PR opportunities. And finally, the Wikipedia strategy. I know it is complicated to get your brand's wiki page, but if you have the budget, you can hire someone experienced to get this done for you. Wikipedia is one of the most cited sources across major AI models, so getting your brand's Wikipedia page definitely helps with AI visibility. So here are all the strategies side by side. Trying to implement phase 3 strategies on a phase 1 brand will likely yield no results. On the flip side, for a phase 3 brand, neglecting strategies from phase 1 and 2 will find your AI visibility and search demand decline. I hope this framework is useful to you, and if it is, do smash that thumbs up and subscribe to us for more actionable tips and strategies for AI visibility and brand growth. This is Jack from Rank Math. I'll see you in the next video.